It is absolutely not about feeling confident, healed, or even high vibe. Welcome and welcome back to the Mindfulship Podcast. I am Leopoldine, and this is where we talk manifestation from a mindset first and no pressure place. No forcing feelings or beliefs, no high vibe chasing, and no spiritual gymnastics. Just grounded understanding of how your beliefs and assumptions shapes and creates your reality, and how you can shift them easily and with clarity, safety, and self-respect. If you are self-aware but exhausted from overthinking or repeating the same patterns, you are exactly where you need to be, bestie. At least twice a month, I help you rewrite your narrative using grounded mindset tools inspired by the law of assumption, so you can create the love, the success, and the life you know you're made for. And if you want to explore this work more deeply, all my digital coaching and tools are in the link down below in the description. But for now, let's shift something important together. Most people who tell themselves, I am worthy, I am enough, do believe it. At least they understand it and they know it intellectually. And yet, their reality doesn't change. And they face the same patterns, the same dynamics, and the same emotional loops. So today, we are talking about why your self-concept has nothing to do with convincing yourself that you're enough, that you deserve something, but actually everything to do with how you keep talking yourself about what you desire, and the inner conversation about it. Keep in mind, this episode is not a beginner conversation. We are not doing here surface level self-love and affirmations, but we are talking here self-concept as a structure, foundation, that manifests 90% of what you see around you. The internal rules, subconscious, that your mind is already following. So no matter that you are aware of it or not. So if you're already doing all the work, know the basics. And if you don't, I have a playlist for that. So I invite you to start there first. But if you are already doing all the work, this episode is for you. So let's get into it. Let's make this very clear. In the law of assumption, you are not attracting what you want. You are creating what you assume for you is normal, natural, likely, and inevitable for you. And that kind of assumptions are not emotional. It is absolutely not about feeling confident, healed, or even high vibe. It is about what your default thoughts are when you're not even trying to. The first thing that came to your mind when something happened, when you let your mind wander, your most dominant thoughts and inner conversations. And that's exactly why telling yourself, I'm worthy, I'm enough, I deserve this, more than often doesn't change what is happening in the pattern, your circumstances, even your choices. Worthiness is a concept, and self-concept is an expectation. And while self-concept isn't always required for you to get what you want, it will more than likely help you, especially self-concept about manifestation. And I have an episode about how to create your rules, and I invite you as always to start there first. Your expectations shapes your decisions and the decisions around you, your boundaries and those of others around you, your reaction and reactions of others. They are your mirrors after all. And ultimately, what happened around you, the events, the circumstances in general. Now that we have clarified what self-concept is actually in truth, let's talk about how it changes, because this is where most people get stuck. If you have in the past experiences where you felt overlooked, not chosen, or even that you had to work harder for love, success, money, or any stability in your life, well, it can make sense that affirmation that start with I am worthy, I deserve it, I'm enough, feels a bit off. It is not wrong to do so, and if you believe that's the key, that is probably the key for you. But most of the time it is ineffective, because you are not lacking believing you are worthy, you are not lacking believing you are enough, and you are not lacking believing you deserve it. You already do believe that. And repeating to yourself, I am worthy, I deserve it, I am enough. Just keep your attention on the fact that worthiness still need to be worked for you when it's not. It's not about that, since you already believe it. And what you want, what you desire and your circumstance is certainly not about negotiating your value anyway. So with the law of assumption, your thoughts create, not your emotions, not your feelings. You don't need to feel confident. You don't even need to be honest. You don't need to believe it, especially at first, or to be healed, to be in the perfect relationship you want. Will it help you stay in that state of mind? Absolutely. But it's not a requirement. What matters is that you repeat it to yourself that it is yours long enough for it to feel natural for you, for your brain to understand that it's your new normal, and bring you proofs and proofs and proofs again until you believe it. That's it. So let's take an example. Your own model of thinking is, I'm worthy, I deserve this, I am enough. And instead, I would like you to think, life responds to me now. This is my new normal. This is natural for me. Of course it's mine. Do you see the difference? So please, instead of affirming yourself into worthiness, because deep down you know you already are worthy, which obviously is super abstract and you don't need to, except that you think you need to, you will shift into expectation-based assumptions, but ones that literally bring what you want and tell yourself you have it, or you're about to have it any moment now. For example, everything always works out in my favor, no matter what. Everyone always shows up for me, no exception to that. Everyone adores me and loves me. I am always chosen. I am always the one. Everyone around me is always consistent with me and committed to me, so easily and fast. I always get everything I want, no exceptions. And I always get it easily and fast. I want it, I got it. Period. And please notice that those are not emotional. Those are just new facts you decide is your new identity. And that is it. That is that simple. Stop overcomplicating it. There is absolutely no self-love statement, no high vibe. And it is absolutely not about convincing yourself you are enough or you deserve it. Because of course you do. That's your new normal after all. That's implied anyway, because you tell yourself it's yours. But they mostly describe what you expect is going to happen for you, without doubt, even if you doubt it deep down, for now. And this is the key to change your circumstances. This is the key to manifest anything you want. Because when you expect to be always chosen, you are not chasing anyone or anything. You're not. You're always chosen anyway, no matter what you do. Just by being who you are anyway. When you expect stability and commitment, you literally cannot settle for less or tolerate inconsistency. Because you're always stable and you're always committed to. So there is no other options. Period. And when you expect ease and results fast, then anyway you don't over-explain yourself and you don't overperform and you don't get out of yourself to get what you want, because you always get what you want anyway, no matter what you do. So you don't have to lift a finger so much for it. And that's exactly why self-concept don't require you to be self-confident. It is not a vibe, and it is definitely not what you are feeling right now. Feelings don't stay. They pass through you to be felt. And that's it. That's human. But what it is a mental posture, a mindset, a way of thinking. And you return to it, you move through your life with it as much as you need to until it becomes true for you. That's why repetition is so much important. I really want you to normalize this. You don't have to believe something you tell yourself before it is even manifesting. You won't believe it until you see proofs of it again and again. But that's not a free pass for you to think the opposite of what you want. On the other hand, what you need to do is repeat those type of thoughts again and again and again. Choose them willingly. Focus on that until it becomes your new normal, until it's true for you. Because repetition creates familiarity, first and foremost in your brain for yourself. Familiarity then becomes your new normal because you start seeing proof, direct or indirect. Doesn't matter, both are true and are still proof and movements. And then your new normal becomes real, and then finally you believe it because you get what you want. This is true for you now. So keep this in mind. You are not asking your reality to give you something. You are deciding this is how things are now. No matter what you see currently, that's not the truth, that's just the past. That doesn't belong to you anymore. This is not who you are anymore, period. Because you think so. You are deciding which version of your reality you are participating in. Because you are the one in charge, always. No one else, not your circumstances, not other people's. You, only you. So if you only retain one thing from this episode, please be this. Stop trying to prove to yourself that you deserve and are enough for what you want. You don't need to do that. By telling yourself it's yours, you're already doing it. It's done. Of course you deserve it. That's normal for you. There is nothing to earn, there is nothing to unlock, and there is nothing to fix about you. And if this is still an issue, tell yourself you're perfect. Therefore, of course you deserve it. Of course you are enough. Of course you're healthy. You're perfect. And if you're perfect, well, obviously you get what you want. That's enough of a reason. So if you want it, you simply assume it's already yours or about to be used any moment now. Or even that it was yours long before, with revision, if you want to revise your past. It is just normal for you to have it. It is not dramatic to say that to yourself. It's not forceful. It's just you settling into your new identity, your new chosen reality. That's it. This is already mine because I think so. This is how my life works. This is how manifestation works for me now. Because I'm perfect. Because I'm an expert at manifestation. And that is your self-concept. And that's where patterns, circumstances actually change and start to shift. Alright, bestie. If this episode helped something click for you about manifestation, or even felt relatable about how you were feeling lately, but you couldn't put words on it, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next episode. And if you want to support the podcast, the best way to do it is to put a like, share, and comment. And remember, it is not the end until you get what you want. I'll see you next time.